I'm calling to order the February 18, 2026 meeting of the Harwich Conservation Commission being held in the Don B. Griffin Room at Harwich Town Hall. Participation is possible in person and online through GoToMeeting. Instructions for participating online are available on the agenda, which is posted on the Town of Harwich website. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, first item on the agenda is discussion and possible vote. First, for the local comprehensive plan, a support letter for the local comprehensive plan.
Yes.
Do you want? Okay.
Good evening. Christine Flynn, Town Planner. Thank you all for allowing me to be here tonight. As you know, the local comprehensive plan has approached its final draft this past December, and we are gearing up for annual town meeting. We'd love to see the local comprehensive plan adopted at town meeting. And just as a recap, this has been a 3-year planning process with 2 very extensive surveys as well as multiple community engagement meetings. And, you know, the purpose of a local comprehensive plan is a really important planning tool for the town to help guide future growth and development while balancing a wide variety of needs for the community, including natural resource protection, water quality, affordable housing, open space preservation, economic development, as well as community character and quality of life for Harwich and the town. The plan is broken up into 3 primary categories of community and natural, community systems, natural systems, as well as built systems. And within each section, we have identified visions and goals as well as objectives for each topic. And we also have identified an action plan or an action implementation plan that identified short, medium, and long-term goals, as well as community partners and leaders to help implement those goals for the town. And the local comprehensive plan, as any planning tool, is primarily utilized for the next 10 years, and we hope that this has been, that this can help provide assistance to town boards and committees as we work together on whether it's zoning initiatives or other land use policy initiatives for the town. And we've received comments from many of the boards throughout the process. That's been very helpful, very informative for us. And I know, John, you had also submitted comments, so I have followed up with Ty and Vaughn to see if they could also incorporate your comments. And I do apologize. That was my oversight for not making sure that they were addressed. So I do apologize for that. And but we would appreciate a letter of support to help us as we go forward towards town meeting, and would appreciate any support that you could lend us. So thank you.
Thank you. Amy, do you want to?
Sure, I'll take some of the burden off, Christine. I should have made sure your comments got into Ty and Bond as well. But they are now, and it's not too late. A lot of these comments were minor corrections, but some things like suggest use of native plants and things like that as well. But as a whole, I mean, when Christine started here 2 years ago-ish, right? She adopted, I don't know, 3 or 4 outdated plans, like the hazard mitigation plan, open space and rec plan, local comprehensive plan. And all these plans are really key documents. They're not just books that sit on shelves. They are supposed to be living, breathing documents that help guide the town in the direction that it wants to go. And plans like these, having up-to-date ones, are really important for us to be eligible for a lot of grant opportunities. I can only speak to the ones that I'm eligible for. They all ask for updated local LCP, updated hazard or open space rec, et cetera, and how what I'm asking for relates to the goals in those. So the local planning committee put a heck of a lot of effort in, and I did take the liberty of drafting a letter to you, for you to sign.
Sophia, comments?
Nothing for me. Thank you for your work.
No remarks, thank you.
No, thank, good,
I have
great
nothing.
work.
Yeah, even though I read the document through back in whatever it was, September or October, and I had a bunch of comments that were mostly little things.
Yes.
And at least half of them are probably things that are purely editorial and probably don't require a lot of discussion with whoever. Some of them are a little more than that. I think the one thing that sort of stuck out to me was that responsibility for revising fertilizer regs were given only to the select board, which I thought is a little out of place. However, given all those things, it's an amazing document. It covers a broad swath of things, as you point out, and I think it's deeply thought through, and it's an amazing document, and I think that the Conservation Commission should support it. So that's where I am, aside from little things.
Well,
There are
thank
always
you.
little things. So, I don't know, I would move that, that we adopt the letter of support that Amy has drafted for us, and that the Conservation Commission support the local comprehensive, the newly revised local comprehensive plan.
Second.
Okay, seconded by Mark. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Chair, if you'd be so kind to sign that one and hand it right to Christine.
Thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate the
Thank you.
support.
Thanks for all your hard work.
The work from all of the departments as well, so thank you.
Yeah, Christine, you'll have it tonight.
All right.
Oh, thank you.
There we go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night,
too.
go home.
Okay. Next, we have discussion and possible vote for a conservation restriction for 29 Bonnie Lane.
Okay. As long as you're comfortable doing that, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Good evening. Attorney William Kroll from Harwich Port. May I ask the chair, did you have rotator cuff surgery?
Yes, a month ago.
Okay, I had mine on July 31st.
And
Total
you're not
tear.
wearing a brace anymore.
Total tear, back playing volleyball, everything's good.
Oh,
So that's the pep talk.
that's encouraging. Did you have it done on the Cape or elsewhere?
On the Cape.
Okay.
Um,
I went
Dr.
elsewhere.
John Willis,
Oh,
outpatient, and I had all of that, and you can't lift your, I couldn't lift my hand, but I went for a walk on the bike trail, and I'm looking to see, is there somebody that I know that would tie my shoelaces on my sneaker, all right? And Susan, I turn around, and here's my friend Susan Sear. I said, Sue, would you do me a favor? And so she tied my sneakers.
Aw.
So it was fun. Just right there when I needed her, there she was.
I haven't worn tie shoes for a month.
And I'm left-handed, so it was tough signing my name. Yes, I thought you might say I can't sign that letter the way I usually do.
I just,
But it gets better. If you do the physical, I did the physical therapy
yeah.
for 5 months, and I'm still doing it.
yep,
That's good.
I'm at it.
So-
Twice a week, they make me cry.
Yes, my physical therapist and I are tight because of all that. Anyway, I was here over a year ago, November of '24. It's taken me a year to get the bureaucracy in Boston to move. It took 6 months for them to look at this conservation restriction. You approved it in November of '24. You approved it, and then we sent it up to Boston, and they said, oh, no, we have to write it, we have to tear it all apart. And Amy and I had approved it, you approved it, and they said, no, we have to rewrite it. So they didn't look at it for 6 months, and then they rewrote the whole thing, and that's what you have now. And Amy and I have approved that, and hopefully you will approve it so that we can move forward with this. Because if you remember, the agreement was that we would record the conservation restriction on the restricted area shown in the hash marks on that plan. And then we would be deeding most all of Lot 2 beside it to the Harwich Conservation Trust and Lot 3, which is why I invited Mike Lark to be here tonight. Thank you for coming, Mike. Because that was part of the whole arrangement. And Amy is still holding in escrow the certificates of compliance on the outstanding order of conditions, 2 of them, that you approved and signed in November of '24, and she still has those. Now, that's part of the arrangement here, is that once you folks, if you see fit to sign the conservation restriction, then she will take it to the select board. They have to sign. Then I have to send it all back to Boston, and then the executive director person has to sign, and then get it back to me, and then I'll record it. And then we'll record deeds of those 2 other lots to the Harwich Conservation Trust. And you wanted a signed contract with the landscaper saying that we would not even think about putting any fertilizers, herbicides, or pesticides of any kind, including organic versions. So you've seen this, I assume, this contract?
Yes.
They've seen it?
I'm not sure, I'm not sure if I got to them. I'm sorry, but we certainly will.
And the chair wanted original signatures. I have original signatures to give to you folks, all right? So it's a contract between the owners, James and Janice DeStasio, with Advanced Turf Pros, Ryan Birch, general manager, and we said that, as I said, there's no, Amy has seen this, but there's no fertilizers, herbicides, or pesticides of any kind will be used within the 100-foot buffer, as shown on the attached plan to the contract, and that the contractor will supervise all the work that's done on the property and make sure it complies with the requirements of paragraph 1. And the contractor will be solely responsible for all compliant products, procedures, techniques, et cetera. So it's signed by them, and we have the attached plan. Would you like to see it?
When you pass it, we'll
Yeah, you can
pass
pass it
along.
around. Sorry about that, folks. Should have sent it off to you.
Sorry.
So the context of the conservation restriction is what you agreed to and what you voted upon in 2024. Just the state just wanted to rework things a little bit. Nothing substantive. So I would recommend that you approve holding the conservation restriction, and then I would give this to administration to put on the select board agenda.
Okay. Wayne, any comments or questions?
don't.
Vivian? Mark?
None for me.
No.
Thank you.
So My only question was, the last page with the copy of the plan from the plan book was unreadable.
We
I gave-
changed
I
it
gave
out.
her I gave her a readable copy.
Fabulous.
He's
In
gonna
the
put exhibit on
emails
here.
between Boston and my office, when Boston sent it back.
Clarity
I
was a
see.
little lacking, right?
Right. So we'll make sure there's a readable plan that gets attached to and recorded
Yeah.
Okay.
at the Registry of Deeds, and
And it refers to the plan anyway, I suppose, so it's not really an issue.
yes, right.
Okay.
You can look at the plan at the Registry of Deeds online. See what it's-
I verified that it was the same, that was the right one.
And as I've been discussing with Amy, interestingly enough, Boston says that I'm to collect all the signatures and properly notarize all the signatures and make sure the notary cites all the signatures and identifies them in the notary's statement, which means you're supposed to, every one of them, every one of you sign it in the presence of the notary. So I'm a notary, I brought my seal, and I'm happy to do it, so that you wouldn't all have to come one by one into town hall, and the select board will have to do the same thing, because that's what they say.
I believe, yes.
That's how I read it.
Do you need our license
But
to
how-
record it, or you can just stamp it?
No, I can say that I know you of my own personal knowledge, so I've been in front of you long enough. I've been working on 7 years now, I think, maybe 8 years in trying to get this resolved.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that I know you of my own personal knowledge. That's a good question.
I don't think there are too many questions about who we all are anyway, so.
As long as the chair can verify that everybody is who they say they are.
Well,
Mr. Colson's new to town, though,
That's
I
right.
understand.
Came across the border.
yeah.
Okay,
Skirt the bridge.
so I guess what we need at this point,
Vote to approve the conservation restriction for 29 Bonnie Lane.
someone care to make a motion?
I move to approve the conservation restriction for 29 Bonnie Lane.
Second.
Moved and seconded, discussion,
Yeah, I'll take that.
all those in favor?
Aye.
All right,
0, so,
where the pink is where you sign above your, yes, above your name.
Music to my ears, thank you.
I'm sure the DeSacios will be thrilled.
And then we still have more work to do, because I'm going to
Another
hold,
step.
you're going to hold the certificates of compliance till I record the,
Yep, once you get the
Conservation
recording pages to
restriction
me,
and
I'll
the
release,
deeds.
I'll release them, yep.
and then I'll email you recorded copies of everything, and then we'll look for those
Mhm.
COCs.
May I ask a question of Mike Locke? So the individual, the notarizing each individual person, is that typical for conservation restrictions?
We have experienced similar.
Just curious. I had not experienced
Sometimes individual, sometimes
group.
with one representing.
Thank you.
That's the usual.
That's
You only
how
need
I,
one signature notarized, it's a registry of deeds requirement. You only need one
Yeah.
of the 6 notarized. But Boston is saying no,
I'm just curious.
you want every single
it's
one
been-
of them.
Yeah.
Boston.
Who in
But,
Boston?
yeah, who in Boston? Who are you referring to?
I'm referring to Mike Genren, Open Space Act Coordinator, Assistant Conservation Restriction Reviewer, Commonwealth of Mass, EO of Energy and Environmental Affairs, and then when we're all done with it, we have to send it for the Secretary's signature, which is Ms. Rebecca Aleppo? Tepper, that's the one.
So is this the paper trail for any conservation restriction? Or is there something special about this one?
It's roughly the same, but just, that it's unusual that each individual needs to be certified by a notary.
Okay. We've done this before without quite so much fuss and feathers.
I know, a couple years ago, I sent you a copy of a recent one we had done that went
Right.
through no problem,
Right.
and,
And then all of a sudden, they say, no, we don't like that anymore.
yeah.
So we spent a lot of time putting that together for your approval. Now, I don't want to hold you folks up, so I can sit in the audience and fill in the names and so forth, and then give this back to you after I stamp it.
That's fine, yeah, you can just put it here, and I'll get it downstairs tomorrow.
And it all depends on how you read these instructions, but I don't want to take any chances with Boston and send this all up and have them send it back and say, no, you need to go back to a meeting and have every individual signature notarized. So everybody here is saying you signed this freely and voluntarily, and you are who you say you are, correct? All right.
Yes.
I'll confirm with the with administration. My guess is this is going to be on their March 2nd meeting.
Okay, we'll get it
'cause-
to you in the next couple of days.
Yeah, that,
First
yeah,
of the week at the latest.
right. So I just need to have it by Wednesday, the 25th, in order to get on that agenda.
You will. Thank you all for all your time and attention to all of this. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have a request for determination of applicability for 7 C Street, map 7, parcel D 23-0 for a new Title V septic system and to restore disturbed walkway and grass yard.
And keep up with the physical therapy. It works. It will work.
Just as long as they can fit me in, because there's a lot of other people
Yes.
who have all kinds of problems who also need
They
physical.
will until your insurance runs out and then
Yeah,
you get the door.
Let's see.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully this is simpler. Dan Carotto from Moran Engineering. I'm here for James Devaney. They're selling the house. There's no changes to the house. There was a septic inspection done, and the existing septic was found to be too close to groundwater, about a foot too close to groundwater. You need to be 5 feet above high groundwater. Because the area that's not in water is where you get your treatment. That's where there's air and soil and air, so that's what you need for the bugs to eat. So there's no, obviously there's no 100-foot from the dune here, and so we did it the best we could. It's basically going where the existing septic is. So the existing septic will be removed, or the grass will be removed, the part of the walkway in this area will be removed. It's got direct access to the paved road in front. They'll just take out the 3-foot fence and have access. Remove the old septic and then build the new septic. The new septic has some advantages in that it's aerated and it has it's pressure distribution. So the nice thing about pressure distribution, it's big. It's like an underground sprinkler system almost. So instead of in Harwich coarse sand, until a real biomat forms, which sometimes it never forms unless the house is constantly used, you pour in the water and it goes right to the groundwater, boom. Like it's just, there's water comes into a chamber and just goes straight down. It doesn't get spread out the whole area. With this type of system, you put down stone, then you put your lines and you pressurize it, and there's little holes, along, so the whole thing gets evenly distributed. So it's a lot less, effluent per sand, and so there's a lot better treatment in a field like this. So there's that advantage. We are meeting the 5 feet above groundwater. I think to Nantucket Sound, we certainly have the 100 feet. The setback is to the closest resource. Well, having said that, it's in the floodplain, so it's in a resource, but closest actual physical resource, the edge of the dune, which is this sand comes right up to the back of the house. And we got the approval through the Health Department today for the setbacks. They had to give us approval we're only 5 feet from the neighbor to the east and 6 feet from the the road layout. And the only issue with road layouts is that if you're far enough from the town water line that's in the road layout and far enough from any type of drainage. So we're 25 feet from the drainage, and this water line doesn't come up in front of this place because it's the end of the road. So we're going to put a silt fence in. There's a very small area. There's about 8 feet between the house and the lot line. That's the only real access between the front yard and the dune area, and they'll put up a silt fence along that and along the neighbor's lot line on the east. On the west is the driveway, and then they'll come across with a silt fence that they'll have to remove when they're working, but then they'll set back up after that. And that's the basic synopsis of it, and it's just so we can sell. So there's no changes to the house. So they're just taking out the old, putting in a better one, then replanting the grass on top of it, putting the walkway, so it's going to be replaced in kind, the landscaping after the fact. So that's what they're asking to do.
Okay, thank you.
Not too many comments. There really is no better place on the lot to put this. It's a very small lot, and most of it is dune, so the system is at and just greater than 50 feet from the landward edge of the dune. It's in the front yard. I would just note that if they want to change the footprint of the front walkway at all, they would need another permit to do so. Works also in the floodplain. And I would recommend approval with a -2 and 3 determination.
No, it's pretty simple plan. I don't have any questions.
No questions?
Mark,
Very straightforward.
Susan,
No questions.
Nothing for me.
I have a question.
Let's hear it. All right, well,
You're rebuilding the thing in the same place. It was too close to groundwater. How are you getting further away from groundwater without raising the grade?
horizontally the same place. Right now, the pipe comes by gravity out to the tank, and then it keeps going by gravity to the leaching area. The leaching area itself is, I think, a 2-foot trench. We're coming by gravity. It's all going to be up near the surface, whereas now it's 2.5 feet or something below. So we're coming out and another advantage, we're putting a 2-compartment tank, which is very useful for keeping hair and lint in the first compartment and not traveling on. And a effluent filter also. But so that it goes from a regular tank or 2-compartment tank, goes to a pump chamber, which will just pump it up about a foot and also pressurize it. So it's a really flat leaching area instead of a deeper leaching area, and we need a pump chamber to do it. The side towards the road will probably come up 1/2 foot. The final grade will be 10.3 to 10.5, so that's about what it is at the house. At the road, it's about 10, so it's going to come up a little bit on that side, but it'll create a flat front yard. It looks flat now, but 1/2 foot does drop 1/2 foot from front to back, so.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? We have someone online, but I don't think she's here for this, so any comments from the public? Don't hear anything. We have a motion.
I'll move for approval of the request for determination of applicability for 7 C Street, map 7, parcel D 23-2, with a -2 and 3 determination.
Second.
Moved and seconded, discussion, all those in favor? Aye. 6-0,
Great, thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have a notice of intent for 80 Hoyt Road, map 15, parcel K4-1, SE 32-2626, for construction of an 18-foot by 16-foot addition to an existing single-family dwelling within the 100-foot buffer and 200-foot riverfront area. This has been continued from the February 4, 2026 meeting. I believe there is a request for another continuation.
Yep, so they can continue to work with the homeowner on hopefully something everybody can be in agreement with. So they would like March 4th.
Any discussion?
No.
Do we have a motion?
So I move to continue 80 White Road, map 15, parcel K 4-1, SE 32-2626 until the March 4th meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, 6-0. Next, we have a notice of intent for 37 Nons Road, map 5, parcel W1-18, SE 32-2604, for pier, ramp, and float with dredging. This has been continued from January 7, 2025? 26, right?
26.
Continued from January 7, 2026. Applicant has requested a continuance to April 1, 2026.
They still need to go to the zoning board of appeals first.
Okay, discussion? I move that we continue 37 Nuns Road, map 5, parcel W1-18, SE 32-2604 to April 1st, 2026.
Seconded.
Seconded by Mark. All those in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have a notice of intent for 29 and 31-33 Snow Inn Road, map 8, parcels P4-0 and P3-0, SE 32-2628 for site improvements and building modifications at the existing residential properties. This has been continued from our January 7, 2026 meeting. Applicant has requested a continuance to March 4, 2026 to file with Zoning Board of Appeals.
Yes, the last one was not correct. Apologies, 37 Nons was to potentially go back to Waterways in March, not ZBA. The Snow and Road project is to go to ZBA first, so.
Okay.
So March 4th.
Okay, discussion.
Nothing for me.
I'll make a motion that we continue 29 and 31-33 Snow Inn Road, map 8, parcels P4-0 and P3-0, SE 32-2628
Second.
to March 4th.
Oh,
To
sorry.
March 4th,
Sorry,
2026.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 6-0. Okay, next we have 2 show cause hearings. First one is a violation at 188 Route 28 for clearing of vegetation, site grading in the flood zone.
So I did request that the owner be present here. It was part of their stop work order that was put on the property, which I had handed to him. Clearly not present right now. So so just to go over things with you, this is the same individual who did work at 54 Main Street Extension, not 50, without a permit last year. Similar type work of clearing of the lot, or, clearing of an area, regrading a little bit, vegetation disturbance, for a seal coating business, which is an industrial use. And this here, at least it was not in the 100-foot buffer zone to a wetland. It is all floodplain. But the lot was pretty much scraped. The front yard was excavated about 2 feet, and some trees were cut in the back, not too many, but some. And a partial fence was installed. So when we made note of this, I did stop the work, spoke with the owner, handed him a stop work with the date of this meeting on it to come and say what was going on and to also say he could get direction from you on how to move forward. I said he needed a clear plan and what he intended to do. Just so you also know, he's also has a stop work on the building from the building department because there was work going on inside the building with no permits. And they have received a stop work from the zoning compliance officer as well because it's a commercial/residential district and this is an industrial use. So there's not just this board that he'll have to deal with. So as they are not here, I would recommend that you have me send an enforcement order, again stating to cease and desist from all activities. We did note yesterday when we went to the site that still lots of commercial vehicles
Yeah.
or industrial vehicles on the site, which is more an issue with zoning, I think, than us. But I did take photos and compared them to photos that were had before. There's no additional clearing that's taken place, and he has stopped work on the fence. He had asked to complete it. I told him no. So my recommendation is an enforcement order to continue with the cease and desist, that you fine him $300 for each for 3 offenses, for a total of $900. Those violations would be vegetation alteration, grade change, and installation of fencing within the flood zone with no permit. And file an after-the-fact notice of intent with a certified engineered site plan showing what he wants to do with the property within 90 days, which would be, let's just do 3 months from now, right? May 18th.
Okay. All set?
I'm good.
Sophia?
I don't have any questions. I think that sounds like a good plan.
No questions.
I support what Amy just said.
No questions. We saw it yesterday, so
Yeah,
it
nothing.
speaks for itself.
So, I agree with Amy.
Yep.
We need a motion. I'll move that we issue a $900 fine for reasons identified by Amy and issue a stop work order and require a after-the-fact notice of intent with an engineering plan for pre-existing conditions and restoration to its pre-existing conditions.
I'll second that motion.
Does that make sense, Amy? Is
Yeah.
that
Yep.
complete?
Well, I just have a question for you.
Yeah,
Is that
okay.
within the 90 days?
By May
so-
18th, yeah.
By May 18th, okay.
Typically after you're fining him 900. Typically after the fact, notices of intent are at double the fee. Do you also want that to be double the fee?
Yes, so.
Okay, just to be
let's
clear,
modify that motion to require
filing
double
fee.
filing fee.
Okay.
Because it's an after-the-fact
Yep.
notice of intent. I assume you agree with that, Wayne.
I do.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Second show cause hearing is for a violation at 0 and 19 Standish Woods Circle for clearing of vegetation and wetland and the 100-foot buffer zone to the pond and the pond bank, or to the wetland. And this is specifically directed at the contractor Champion Tree Service.
Yep, so after our last meeting, where I again requested that they attend and they did not, I sent a certified letter with fine again, and then saying to attend at this meeting. They're clearly not doing that. The fine was the same as for the homeowner, which was $5,100. I have not gotten the green card back for that yet.
The green card being the return receipt?
Return receipt for that yet. So,
Oh, how long ago was that?
I mean, I sent it I think the Friday after our meeting, so it should have been back by now. I would say could take a few more days, but I sent it to their address that they had listed online as their business address in Yarmouth. So,
Street address or
Yep.
post office box?
street address. My recommendation would be to wait a couple of days, see if it comes back. If it doesn't, that I will ask a police officer to either serve it or to help me serve it to them. And that essentially, if they don't pay it, that we go to court, to just the Orleans District Court to make them pay the fines.
Okay.
So I'll give it till maybe Monday to see if I get the card back. That should give plenty of time. And then if we don't get it back, if they don't acknowledge anything, I'll talk to the police department to see if we can get it served to them.
Discussion?
Nothing.
Anything?
No,
Move ahead.
You don't need to
So-
take any action.
Okay.
no, sir. It's just-
All
It's
right.
been issued as long as you are fine with what I just outlined. You wanted me to fine them the 5,100, so I did.
Yep.
And no other action you have to take right now.
Okay.
It's just process.
Okay. Now, we have some requests for certificate of compliance. The first is 104 Julian Road, map 16, parcel W4-6, SE 32-1840, for an order of conditions was for grading and planting of a bank in front of a swimming pool. Also allowed for installation of granite stairs and pool fencing.
We visited this yesterday, actually, and it's really only the grading, the planting, and the steps. The pool itself is not jurisdictional. Hard to tell exactly, but there were granite stairs where there should be granite stairs. The hillside was planted. I could tell from most of the plants matched what was in the planting list. So I would recommend a cert of compliance. However, they are also filing, thank you, Bill. I'll make sure it gets downstairs tomorrow. They are filing to do additional work on the property, and prior to them coming in, they've filed for it, just came in. I will be speaking with them because it appears, and I say, we don't know who did it, but across the street, over the marsh, looking out to the beach, a fairly extensive area has been cut for a view, and it appears that this was the only property, and it appears to have happened for quite a while. Most recently within the past year, based on the cut stems, probably the past 6 months. So, from where I'm looking at it, they're the only property that would benefit from such cutting, and that cutting is on our land,
Not our land.
our land.
Interesting.
So, that's something I will broach with them prior to them coming in, because and I would probably maybe mention we should talk about that first before they ask to do something else.
So the COC is not contingent on that conversation?
I don't think so. It's a side thing.
Discussion? Anybody?
No.
No.
Motion?
Motion to approve request for certificate of compliance for 104 Julian Road, map 16, parcel W4-6, SC 32-1840.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Next, request for a certificate of compliance for 2261 Head of the Bay Road, map 119, parcel N5, SE 32-2425, for renovation of a dwelling, reconstruction of a deck, and installation of a generator and propane bank.
I inspected this after going to 104 Julian, found that the renovations, the reconstruction, everything was as per the plan. They would like ongoing conditions on the cert of compliance that would allow them to treat any invasives that may crop up. And I would say only per the order of conditions and by a Mass state applicator.
Okay, any discussion? So, should that require checking with you? Is that required in our order of conditions, that any further treatment of invasives require your input?
No, so that would be basically a letter that I attached to the I put an ongoing condition about the treatment, so, hold on, let me find it. This isn't right. No, that would just be a cover letter that becomes part of the reporting, allowing that with that condition.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm, you've done it before.
Okay. I move that we approve the certificate of compliance for 2261 Head of the Bay Road, map 119, parcel N5, SE 32-2425,
Seconded.
with the attached letter as discussed.
Mm-hmm.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Go on.
Next. We have an order of conditions for 11 River Bend Road, map 1, parcel G1-9, SE 32-2622, for float relocation and maintenance dredging.
So I prepared draft conditions for you. We also did receive some comments from a neighbor today that I printed and put a copy on your table here.
I believe she's on the phone as well.
Yes, I think she is online as well, and in a moment, she'll have the ability to speak if she wishes. So the requests were that number 3 be changed to just say no in-water work shall be done between Memorial Day and Labor Day. I have it as unless permitted by the harbor master. We have not put that language in other in-water work projects. I understand that particularly last year, there was an incident where a barge came in on July 2nd, which was just not okay. But if it is something that we are going to prohibit in-water work in our water bodies between Memorial Day and Labor Day, blanket, it should be if you're gonna do it, I would say you do it as a blanket thing, not just for one, you can't pick and choose projects. So that's my take on it. The harbor master would have the say, so as not to restrict navigation or recreation opportunities. I know he was just as upset as everybody else last year about that happening, created a whole lot of problems for everybody, and I'm confident that won't happen again. The other suggested change was the storage of the float in the off-season. We have a regulation that says ramps and floats are to be stored outside of any wetland resource areas or 50-foot buffer zones. The suggestion was that it should not be stored on the entirety of the property because there's no area outside the 50-foot buffer zone on the property. That is not correct as per the site plan. There is an area on where the driveway was on the northwest side that is technically outside the 50-foot buffer zone and potentially could be considered if they were to tie it down in that area. So I would just suggest you stay with the language that you've adopted in your regulations of the outside the 50-foot buffer zone.
So you're suggesting that we not restrict storage anywhere on the property?
I'm just saying stay consistent with your regulation that you don't allow storage in the wetland or 50-foot buffer zone.
Okay.
Um,
Got it. So do we have comments here? Wayne?
No, I don't have any. Looks pretty good to me.
I have,
So you agree with Amy?
Yes.
Vivian?
I'm going to defer to Amy on number 9, but I had a question about the harbour master piece. I would think that including that is going to be beneficial to everybody involved. Am I correct in understanding that? So that-
Including what?
Including unless permitted by the harbour master ahead of time so as not to restrict navigation or recreation opportunities. That wasn't in there before, and we think that that's one of the reasons that that work went on last year. So it would be
Correct.
beneficial to leave that in so that the harbour master has oversight.
Has a say, yeah.
Okay,
He
That's the
has
only
to
question
approve
I
it.
thank you.
As written to me is fine.
Yeah.
Susan?
Okay, sorry, I was misunderstanding the harbor master piece. So if something were to happen, someone would have to appeal to the harbor master, which.
Before, if
would
they want to
likely-
come in between Labor Day and Memorial Day and Labor Day with any pile driving or dredge equipment, they would have to be approved to do so by the harbor master in that time frame.
Okay. And currently, the bylaws say what? with
They don't
respect to
say
dredging?
anything.
Wow.
The
Okay.
the only time of year restrictions that we've put on in the past for in-water work is we echo what the Mass Division of Marine Fisheries says for time of year restrictions, which is typically January 15th to May 15th for things like herring, winter flounder, horseshoe crabs. But in terms of additional time of year restrictions, we have not put any on.
Got it, okay.
We don't have a regulation prohibiting, in-water work in that time frame.
I feel like we should.
That's definitely something we can talk about in the future, but I'd want to have that conversation too with, the harbor master
Agreed.
about it. Yeah.
But when you say you feel like we should, you mean we should be changing
Well, I'll be honest, when I first read it, I'm like,
regulations? I mean,
well, right, but that's bigger than this.
that is,
Yeah,
definitely.
agreed.
But is that what you meant?
I'll be, when I read this, I was just like, yeah, that makes sense, like, there shouldn't be an exception. So I still might,
That's okay.
I can vote
Mm-hmm.
on that one. But the other one, I agree with not knowing the exact dimensions, but if you're saying there technically is room, then they,
There is area on that lot that is outside the 50-foot buffer as per an approved site plan for the house.
okay. And it's their property, they're not infringing on that little dirt road.
Don't believe so. no.
Okay.
I don't have the file with me.
Okay.
But I did look at the plan before I made that statement.
Okay.
I feel a little bit opposite in that I wouldn't be in favor of this without that clause, kind of just in case. So I feel good about Amy's assertion.
So you agree with Amy?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I think we have someone online who would like to comment. Ms. Cahalan, you have the floor. If you're talking, we can't hear you. You're off mute, it looks like, but
She's not there.
you know what's going on, Caleb?
Doesn't the microphone usually move when somebody's speaking?
Yeah, it went green for a few
It
seconds,
is
but,
moving, you're right.
yeah, it's green now. Oh. Well, I did, so, Noreen Cahalan was the person who submitted those comments to you, and those were given to you.
So has everyone seen those comments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's give it another minute here, but she's talking, but we don't hear anything. What's that?
I don't think the go-to-meeting sound is currently coming out of the speakers as it should.
Uh-oh.
I'm just trying to figure out why that is. My apologies.
All right, just give us one more moment, maybe on our end.
I'm just going to restart the meeting. Sorry about that.
No worries.
We're back on here. She's talking, but we can't hear her still. Oh, there we go.
I guess,
No, you're
oh,
on
you can
now.
hear me now?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
I guess I'm only, Amy, you said, I was under the impression that the whole lot was like within the zone, but you're saying that there's some part of the area that's not?
Well, the whole lot is within Conservation Commission jurisdiction, being the 100-foot buffer zone to a wetland or in the flood zone, but within the 50-foot no disturb zone, where in the regulations, the commission has prohibited off-season storage. With it, there's space, whether it's adequate or not, there is space outside the 50-foot buffer. So I just wanted to clarify your comment, because you'd stated that there was, I think, no room outside the 50-foot buffer, that technically there is, whether it's adequate or not, to store, an adequate size to store it. And if it's not, then it'll have to be stored off-site.
Okay, yeah, I thought none of the property was, so I guess if that's the case, you know, the language you have in there is sufficient then.
The only area that is outside the 50 per the site plan that we considered when they were redoing the house, is the northwest corner, where the driveway was, kind of the high point, if you will, on the lot. There is area on the lot outside the 50-foot buffer in that corner. Whether, again,
Is that, oh, sorry.
whether it's big enough to store the float and the ramp, I don't know, but it couldn't encroach.
Is that where, like, the old garage was? Like, next to that, is that what you mean?
In front of that. Or
'Cause,
in that area.
There is a 15-foot wide road. Like, the road goes all of that way down to the water. That's 15 feet wide, and that everyone has access to. You know,
You
so...
wouldn't be able to prevent access. So,
Yeah, I mean, so that's common access, basically like a common road, 15 feet. And then, you know, there's the lot 10 next to that at the end as well.
Yep.
You know. Okay. Yeah, I don't think they could put it in what would be the common road or common, you know.
Nope, they couldn't do that.
Yeah. Okay, I guess that's all. I just wanted some clarification. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion here? We have a motion.
I move to approve the order of conditions for 11 Riverbend Road, map 1, parcel G1-9, SE 322622.
Second.
Your motion should include to close the public hearing.
And to close the public hearing.
So seconded by Vivian. Do you agree with the addition?
I
Close-
do, yes.
Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
So if I
Okay.
didn't, I just want to make sure I'm
Yep.
good for the record. So if I agreed with Maureen on removing that phrase, am I
Yep.
voting aye or am I voting nay in this case?
That's up to you.
It's-
Oh,
it-
so
Yeah.
it'd be
This,
nay.
the
And that's
motion
okay.
does not include removing that phrase.
Okay.
Right.
Then I'd be nay.
Okay.
And that's
okay.
fine.
Yeah,
Five
just
and
to make
one.
sure I'm.
Okay. Next, we have an order of conditions for 50 Main Street Extension, map 55, parcel E1-1, SE 32-2630, to construct an ADU with a patio, install a parking area and driveway, mitigation seating with native seed mix, plant 4 native trees to enhance habitat value, and construct an addition to the existing garage.
So I had prepped these for you. I think this one I didn't have in your table tonight because I think it was in your packets. I had this one done earlier. So if you have any questions or comments on the draft, let me know. And I would recommend approval and closing the public hearing for this one.
Discussion.
Nothing for me.
Nope.
Okay. Well, we could have a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the order of conditions for 50 Main Street Extension, map 55, parcel E1-1, SE 32-2630.
Seconded.
Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That is 6-0 this time, right?
Correct.
Okay. Last item on the agenda is minutes for February 4, 2026, and February 11, 2026. I think we just have February 4, is that correct?
That is correct, and they came in today, so they're on the table. If you want to take a quick peek at them.
Okay.
I did go through them quickly
The ones on the table are the same as the ones we got in Dropbox.
today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Usually if, yes,
If I'm a nay, I don't sign this one, right? How does
you
that
don't,
work?
you don't have to, we have a quorum. But just so you know, just your signing that doesn't necessarily mean you approve it. So if we had a quorum issue, which we don't, for
okay.
signature of anything, even if you don't agree with it, your signature doesn't mean necessarily approval.
Got it.
Good to know.
But we have a quorum, so.
The only thing I had, Amy, was, there was something in here, I think in the first one about the commission is not opposed to irrigation. I think, I just didn't know what that meant, like, to get
Oh.
plants up and established.
Right, we could expand on that.
Yeah, just that was the only thing.
Yep.
Do you want me to put it on here?
I can do it. That was in the first page, you said?
Yeah, it's under 98 North Road. Other than that, I
Not
don't have
opposed.
anything else.
Do irrigation to help get plants established. Okay.
All right,
Let's go.
let's go. Someone-
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from,
Is everybody all
oh,
set?
sorry,
Yeah. Right. okay.
from February 4th, 2026.
Seconded.
Oh, I didn't. Sorry.
It's been a long night. It's been over
It's
an
been a
hour.
long, short night.
Okay, moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Righty then.
Trying to think if there's anything more to let you know. That's just kind of random information. I'll be sending you out an email about the Cape Cod Commission and Pleasant Bay Alliance want to come and officially work with the Harwich Conservation Commission on coastal resiliency regulations. We've had a couple of larger public meetings, but it's time to bring it home here to Harwich. So I'll be sending you out a message with a couple of options. They don't want to do, evenings, they want to do it during daytime hours. So I know that is difficult for some, but hopefully we need to get a quorum at one of them, so
We land on the 13th?
I think we are trying for that.
March
How does the
13th.
12th?
It's a Friday.
Oh, okay.
And apologies, clearly I already messaged you about it.
Yeah.
It's just been that, I will confirm, though.
Okay.
All right, so confirm. Just need a motion to adjourn, I guess.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting of the Harwich Conservation Commission of February 18th, 2026.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.